I will say it in French. Hey, it's the Fantasy Football Avengers. We are back for episode. This is number 6. This is number 6. Episode 6. And we got my boy. We got my boy in the house, Rick the Rula. He's a part of the Fantasy Football Avengers League. He's gonna join in today with us, and he's gonna give us some insight, as well as us giving you these tips that you're gonna win your leagues with. So without further ado, let's get the party started. Let's hit that intro.
You're now about to witness the strength of fantasy football knowledge.
Welcome to the Fantasy Football Avengers podcast, starring Kyle Shanahan's, Boulevard, GQ, and GI16. And now, here's the boys.
Ew. Welcome back. This is a special episode because if y'all been paying attention, this is the first time we got all the boys back since the first episode. So it's going to be a special one. And of course, you know, this has definitely got to be the Black People podcast because as you heard, the chirping in the background, you know, that only happens in Black households. So we're going to get started. We're going to get started with the Thursday night football reactions. And I want to say off the docket, Aaron Rodgers is starting to slowly but surely look like he's back. If you picked up Aaron Rodgers late in a 2-quarterback league, you're probably smiling right now. You're probably happy because you know in a few weeks you're gonna be able to start this guy and he's gonna cook. I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers. We know what he does.
I ain't buying it.
You're not buying it?
No, I can't. Like, even towards, I mean, he's old. He's coming off an injury.
Mm-hmm.
And really, I just feel like it's a matter of time before he just gets hit one good time and that's it.
You saying
he's one hit away from retirement, basically.
You saying he's brittle?
Yeah. Brittle, soft, crumbly, whatever you want to call it. He's that. He's one hit away. I mean, everybody one hit away, but he one hit away.
I
just can't buy the hype on Rodgers. I can't buy the hype on the Jets.
I thought that Leonard Floyd last Monday, I thought Leonard Floyd was going to go for the kill shot. The way he was lining Rodgers up, he wanted it bad. He's like, look, I ended this man's season last year. I want to do it again.
I just think the game is different now. Like 90% of the game for quarterbacks is above the net. That's why Brady was so great for so long. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you could damn near send Rodgers out there in a wheelchair. As long as he's got his throwing arm, he'll be all right.
What about you, GQ?
I mean, yeah, he can execute in any system. He can be the system. Because like you said, he's got all that upstairs.
Fact.
I mean, physically, he's got to be breaking down at this point. He's coming off a terrible injury that, you know, it wasn't even anything special when he got hit. So,
right.
I just see him as I'm never really, if I'm being honest, I never really bought the Aaron Rodgers hype. I've never been a fan. I've never used him in fantasy. I've used his receivers, but I've never picked him up because I've just never believed in him. That's really what it comes down to with me and Rodgers. I'm just not a fan, and I'm not. Yeah, if he's out there throwing, I'm just hoping for failure for the most part.
My man said, I'm a hater, like Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Listen, I ain't mad at it. I see where he's coming from with it. I just think with the lack of expectations because he is coming off of that injury and just with the surplus of weapons around him, like you can go from Breece Hall to Braylon Allen. He's got Lazard. He's got Garrett Wilson. So, like I said, as long as he can just keep a cool head and not really have to feel that extra outside New York pressure, I think he'll be all right. I think he'll be all right if his line can hold up. That's the main thing. His line looked like some shit for the first 2 weeks. I think it is the line starts to form that chemistry and really work together. If they can protect him, I can see the Jets going pretty far.
Yeah, I like his running backs. I do like those. I like Wilson. I like him this week even. I like all three of them. But I just can't get with. I just can't rock with him. I can't rock with Aaron Rodgers.
I ain't mad at it.
I'm thinking Garrett Wilson is slowly but surely coming back into form. Like I think Garrett Wilson is over the next few weeks is going to get more ramped up. And we're going to slowly but surely see Lazard fade. I know Rodgers loves Lazard. I know he loves Lazard. But let's keep it a buck. Lazard is nowhere near as good as Garrett Wilson. Nowhere near.
Right.
So I think when Rodgers starts to build up more trust with Garrett Wilson, you're going to be happy that you drafted Garrett Wilson when you drafted him.
And I think that's what it is. He needs that trust. He needs that chemistry and that trust with Wilson before he'll be willing to kind of take that step. Because we've seen that from him for the past couple of years. And I think that's another reason why he asked him to bring Lazard in. Is somebody he has that instant chemistry with and he can just go get that first down from. I picked up Lazard on the waiver wire, so I'm kind of playing the hot and cold game. Is he going to be hot this week? Is he going to be cold this week? Trying to figure out how to play him. But I can definitely see that as he builds up that chemistry with Wilson, it should be good.
Yeah, because we've seen the same thing happen with Devontae Adams his first year. With Devontae Adams, it was Rodgers didn't really have that trust in him at first. But, when Rodgers started developing, when Rodgers got that trust in Devontae, oh, Lord, took over fantasy. So
my I don't know, man. When it comes to Rodgers, it's like I just don't like him. I'm not. It's just when you get somebody that just come out, it's just right out the bat, like his whole demeanor is just the way he carry himself. It's just like you get on my damn nerves.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that. And because
the reason why I will never look at anything that's about to happen with the Jets as real is because it's the Jets, and I feel like at some point we're gonna wake the hell up. And it's not going to be a dream. And that's why I say I don't want to hear shit till week 8. Then that's just how I'm going to go about it for the rest of the year. I don't want to hear shit till week 8. I'm not making any assessment because Aaron Rodgers is going to get hurt. It's inevitable. He's an old man playing a young man's sport. Somebody is going to hit him. You see what Tua is out here they doing to Tua. It doesn't matter if, listen, you have a concussion, you're going to get another one. With Aaron Rodgers, you fuck up a knee, you're going to fuck up another one. It's a matter of time before it happened. I'm not trying to get excited about Aaron Rodgers because it's a matter of time before he's going to get put back out on the field. Whether he's a brainiac or not, it's the Jets. He doesn't have it. They don't have the coach to do it. I have no faith in Hackett. This is not Green Bay. You don't have it. It's not the same. Lazard, he's okay. They have chemistry, him and Rodgers, but at some point it's going to come to us like, what else can you guys do? Because it's going to come to a point where it's not like these defenses are going to get better. Everybody's going to pick up Lazard and Rodgers and Wilson and Rodgers. They're going to develop that chemistry, but at some point these defenses are going to figure themselves out. They're going to figure themselves out. The Jets opponents are going to figure themselves out. And at the end of the day, some of these teams are just effective teams. And it's like, these are the Jets. So at some point, the Jets are going to jet, and then we can't expect.
Just enjoy the suffering.
We can't expect Aaron Rodgers to pull the Jets out of being the Jets. It's just like Aaron Rodgers can't fix that.
Everything you just said about the Jets is what I feel about the Saints.
I agree.
I feel like
100% agree.
I feel like it's Derek Carr.
I agree.
And with the Vikings, I feel the same way with the Vikings. It's Sam Darnold. You know, like I feel like you said, let's see where they're at week 8.
Yeah.
Let's see where they're at week 8.
Because everybody's going to start.
If they're still doing good at week 8, maybe they're for real. Maybe. But I have a hard time believing in Derek Carr and Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
I can't fight you on either one of those. I can't fight you on Darnold and I can't fight you on Carr just because of their previous history. Now, we do have a previous history with the Jets, the quote-unquote Jets. But even just looking back to last year, the only thing they were missing was a quarterback. They have a hell of a defense. Nobody can deny that. And I've already stated all the weapons they have. They just need competent quarterback play. With Rodgers, he doesn't necessarily have an injury history, at least not one that comes off the top of my mind. I can look back over his career. I think he missed maybe 2 seasons or something crazy like that. Like, he doesn't have an extensive injury history now. He is older, so I do want to take that into account. But like I said, if we can get some chemistry within that line and they can give him some protection, bro, the Jets are going to go far.
But here's another thing. Yeah, I agree that they have all the weapons possible to do it, and then eventually they will develop some chemistry. But I have no reason to be excited because just like Aaron Rodgers is going to develop that chemistry with the players that he didn't get to develop that chemistry with in the last season, he didn't get to develop that chemistry. I feel like at the same time, everybody else is going to start developing their chemistry, and Aaron Rodgers is going to have to play that much better with a team that isn't that good. They're not that good. Like, yeah, they were missing a quarterback, but you could say that about a lot of teams. You could say that about the Browns, like a hell of a team. Like, if they had a quarterback, does that mean that they'll be that great if they had a better quarterback? Can we say that about Carolina? We
can't say that about Carolina.
It's like these teams are going to be who they are. It doesn't matter who you bring in. It's not the same as like bringing Tom Brady. It's not the same as bringing Tom Brady to the Buccaneers. Like, the Buccaneers were already stacked. Garrett Wilson, he's okay, but he's not phenomenal. Lazard, he's okay, but he's not phenomenal. These guys are not going to come out there and beat top 10 defenses. They played New England Patriots. The Patriots don't even know who they are. They have no idea who they are. They don't know who they are. They're horrible. We know that. Like, they fired one of the most fraudulent coaches of all time, and Belichick, who got 6 Super Bowls. And I feel as though it's just like they don't know who they are. I have no reason to trust who Aaron Rodgers is right now. It's the Jets. Like, they did the same thing Aaron Rodgers did was the same thing Brett Favre did. Just because he was successful in Green Bay, you can't bring success here just because you bring the same guys that you were successful with there. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't transition the same way. He beat the Jets. If he beats somebody better, I'll concede this argument. But I'm not ready to do that because I have no reason to be like, the chemistry isn't just because the chemistry isn't there, and he's going to get it eventually, but everybody's going to develop their chemistry, and they're going to need more than their chemistry. They're going to need to be better. And like, Aaron Rodgers is going to need to be not old. He's going to need to be maybe 10 years younger to really, because everybody's going to figure out Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is nothing to be excited about, nothing to drool over, nothing to be surprised about. He's Aaron Rodgers, and he's not. I'm sorry. He's just not. I'm not going to be excited about
it. No, I respect it. I definitely respect it. And I'm gonna just leave it at this. I'm thinking back to, like I said, what all do the Jets really need? All they really need is a game manager. You're going to have Garrett Wilson to take off the top. I actually give him a lot more credit because we've only necessarily seen him with a very below, a very subpar quarterback play from Zach Wilson. We haven't necessarily seen him with an elite talent, somebody to really get him the ball on point. So I definitely give Garrett Wilson a lot more credit than that. Allen Lazard, I see him more of as a possession receiver. You got Breece Hall, so you can't put 12 in the box. Like I just see them having a lot of their boxes covered. They just kind of got to steady this ship and be able to get down the street with it. But I totally agree with you. Rodgers is old. You feel what I'm saying? And it's going to take time to develop that chemistry, and the rest of the league will also be developing chemistry along the way. So it'll be interesting to see around week 8 where they're at.
I'm totally ignoring that comment you said, GQ, about Belichick, call it fraudulent coach.
Yes, he's the biggest fraud ever.
I'm ignoring that.
Listen,
I'm ignoring that because that's just hate. That's just hate. It's
okay.
Hate.
There is a lot of hate in that, but
yeah, it's hate.
It's a lot of hate in that. But I'm gonna say this right now. Belichick, it was proven that Belichick was a fraud because he didn't win shit before Brady, didn't win shit after Brady, and he kept the same motherfuckers after Brady. He didn't do shit to better the team. Ain't get better when they got rid of Brady. Brady was his whole team. Everything he did was Brady. The same thing with fucking Sean Payton. He couldn't do shit without Breeze. He only won because he had Breeze. There was no reason for us to think that these guys are great. Sean Payton is an ass.
Sean Payton is definitely a fraud. He's definitely a fraud.
Thank you. Belichick is a fraud.
Belichick is not.
There's a reason why nobody hired him. There's a reason nobody wanted to bring him. If Belichick was this legendary coach, if he is the great coach,
he's not a fraud, bro. You don't win. You don't go to 9 Super Bowls, win 6 of them being a fraud. You don't.
You do it with Brady.
No, you do it with Brady and the top 10 defenses that he put on the field.
So what happened to it when Brady left?
What happened to it when Brady left? You lost the greatest quarterback of all time.
Why didn't he do it without Brady?
He went to the playoffs with Mac Jones. That should give him some You should give him some credit off of that just alone.
He went to the playoffs with Cam Newton.
He went to the playoffs with Mac Jones. Mac Jones' rookie year, they went to the playoffs. They had a winning record and went to the playoffs. He went to the playoffs with Mac Jones, bro. You got to give him credit for that. It's Mac Jones. It's Mac Jones. You got to give him credit for that one.
I'm with GQ.
I guarantee you, if Bill Belichick was the coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, this fraud talk would not be happening.
He wouldn't win there either.
He's not winning there either because the Eagles aren't winning there.
I believe he would have won. I believe he would have won quite a few rings with Philly. I believe he would have won quite a few rings with Philly.
Reed couldn't do it.
He would have put some top 10 defenses on the field, and he would have won some rings.
I disagree.
He took a 6th rounder and made him into the greatest quarterback of all time.
He didn't do that.
Yes, he did.
Bring him in. He wasn't the coach. He didn't develop him.
He wasn't the one developing, nor was he the one calling the plays. Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't.
Yes,
he was not the play caller.
He wasn't the play caller. He wasn't the play caller, but he was.
He wasn't developing Brady.
He wasn't developing the defense. Brady was the entire team.
I mean, he was developing the defense. He was a defensive coach.
He was definitely developing Brady.
He had Brady
definitely gives Belichick. He gives Belichick all the credit in the world for developing him because Belichick used to be out there. Belichick used to be out there coaching.
We haven't heard from G.I. Let G.I.
Boulevard, your argument is fraudulent the minute you said Bill O'Brien.
I know. I caught that too. I caught that.
Bill O'Brien was trash as an offensive coordinator and as a head coach. He was lucky that he got rehired.
I don't disagree with that.
Bill Belichick, listen, Bill Belichick, he's right. Bill Belichick is the reason why Brady is who Brady is.
No, Vinatieri did more
because he didn't need Brady technically. He was winning with Drew Bledsoe. and Bledsoe getting hurt was a godsend for Brady, not for nobody else.
Yeah.
Because they would have won. They would have won that year with Bledsoe in the playoffs.
No, they wouldn't.
Yes, they would have.
No, they wouldn't.
Yes, they would have.
No.
Are you shitting me?
Because they wouldn't have won if they wasn't.
I mean, the year that Brady got hurt, didn't they win 11 games that year with
Matt Castle?
With Matt Castle.
Wasn't there more a McDaniels show though?
I'm just saying. I am just saying.
I'm gonna prove my point. What did McDaniels do in Denver and the Raiders?
What did Belichick do without Brady?
He still
he went to the playoffs with Mac Jones.
He
went to the playoffs with Mac Jones. That's what he did.
Are you kidding me? What have
Mac Jones? Mac Jones.
Okay, he was a defensive guy when he first got there. Yeah, they were winning with Brady in defense and a lot of Vinatieri. Later on, that defense slowly turned ass. But you know who stayed there? Belichick. So he wasn't even developing the defense, the thing that he was brought there to do. That's what he was good for. He was a defensive coordinator and a shitty coach in Cleveland.
What secondary do they have right now? If I'm correct, that defense wasn't drafted by fucking Jared Mayo.
Okay.
Christian Gonzalez wasn't drafted by Mayo. Jack Jones wasn't drafted by Mayo.
So you're naming off this average ass defense that hasn't done shit. I don't understand where you're going with it.
Christian Gonzalez is better than 3/5 of your fucking cornerback room. Are you kidding me? Outside of Darius Slay, Christian Gonzalez.
Name them. Who is he better than? Name them.
Every player on your fucking secondary team is better than.
You're not
every single one of them. Outside of Darius Slay, Christian Gonzalez is better than your entire secondary room.
Outside of Darius Slay, so you think he's better
that kid has more talent than 90% of that secondary room you got in Philadelphia. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Christian Gonzalez?
No, it sounds like you're joking, actually, because you're talking some sideways nonsense. If you think Gonzalez is anything, Gonzalez hasn't proven shit in this league. Neither have the rookies in Philly. But, I mean, he ain't better than CJ, and he ain't better than fucking what's his name? Slay. So, who are you comparing him to?
You
who are you comparing him to? Rookies?
The biggest fraudulent person on your team, Gardner Johnson, and you're talking about he's better.
Yeah, he is a fraud, and he's still better than Gonzalez. Who is Gonzalez stopping? Who is Gonzalez stopping? Who is he containing? Exactly.
All right.
Gonzalez ain't shit, and that defense ain't shit.
Okay, so we figured this out. The Jets and the Patriots are both garbage.
Yes. That's what we come to. That's the conclusion. Both teams is ass.
Who left? Who disappeared? Oh, Kyle Shanahan.
Nobody. I'm still here.
Oh. All right, so we're not going to sit here and have a passionate discussion about the Jets and the Patriots. We're not doing this.
I'll take the 50 points that Aaron Rodgers gave me this week. Thank you very much.
Everybody gave us 50 points this week, though.
Oh, man.
That Jets defense gave me 22. I'll take that.
Jalen Hurts gave me 50 points.
I'll take that. But you know what, though? 50 points in fantasy football from a quarterback in this year alone, bruh, that is it's
I'm gonna get
a rarity. It's a rarity because I don't know if Rodgers did 300. I think he did like 228. He did 228 on the ground and 2 touchdowns. Bruh, in the first 2 weeks, there's only been 5 300-yard games. 5. That is a rarity. Like quarterback play is down in the NFL this year.
Everything's down this year. This is a weird
year. It's
only been 5 300-yard games in the first 2 weeks. And here's the crazy thing. 3 of them were for losses.
Hey, he got 281 on 27 of 35, 2 touchdowns.
He had how much?
281. 281 touchdowns, 27 of 35.
You said 221?
281.
281. Okay, so he was close. He was close to 300.
He got sacked twice, so he lost 14 yards right there.
Okay. So, yeah, quarterback play has been down. So if you can get 50 points out of a quarterback, hey, cherish that shit. cherish the hell out of that shit.
His tight end won 5 catches for 93 yards.
Which one was that? That was
Conklin. How many tight ends have done that this year?
Oh, I was so close to picking up Conklin. I was so close to picking up Conklin.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, we might have to talk about him later.
The Jets is stacked. The Jets is stacked, low key. And is Mac Jones still in the league?
Mac Jones is in Jacksonville. He's the backup.
He's the backup to Jacksonville.
Mind you, Mike Williams played more in this game than he's played in the first 3 games. He was 3 for 34.
He's another one that I want to see what's going to happen with. He's another one.
We got to get on the sharts and shits.
Yeah, but Mike Williams, I'm expecting at least 2 really good games out of him before he gets hurt again. So,
wait, who we talking about?
Mike Williams. I'm expecting 2 really good games out of him before he gets hurt.
I need Caleb Williams to get it together because I thought that man was going to have a.
He's not going to get it.
Yeah, and I'm pissed off about that because
it's not him. It's not him. It's the offensive line. The offensive line is trash. It's the offensive line is trash. You can't. If your quarterback only has like 2 seconds to throw the ball, every time he drops back, you can't expect much out of that.
Shedeur Stevenson, with 3 minutes to go in the game before when I was losing service, had a chance to take the team on the field, got sacked on 3 straight plays. Damn near.
That's crazy.
That offensive line is just as bad as the Chicago Bears offensive line, and they're a college team. Putrid ass offensive lines in football this year.
I had ice cream today, so I'm having a bad time right now.
Yeah, let's.
You had ice cream today?
Yeah.
What the heck does that mean?
I should not be eating ice cream.
Oh my God.
Old people should not be eating ice cream.
I just found out the difference between ice cream and custard today. That was weird.
We'll deal with you after. We'll deal with you off the air with that nonsense right there.
Let's get to these starts and sits.
Starts and sits of the week.
All right, Boulevard, what you got for us?
On the wrong site. ESPN schedule. All right. Okay, so I guess we're starting with New York and Cleveland. New York at Cleveland, the Giants.
Start Jerome Ford. He's gonna have a field day.
Start Cleveland's defense.
Watson? We starting Watson?
We're not starting Watson. Sit Watson down.
No. This is probably going to be the worst quarterback game in NFL this year.
Could be.
But you can start. You can start Neighbors. If you got Neighbors, you can start them. I think this is the week that we're going to start Amari Cooper, and I'm gonna save that for a little later. I'm gonna save that for later. But yeah, start Amari Cooper.
Jerome.
Are we starting Judy?
Yes.
In deep leagues. Judy? In deep leagues.
Okay.
Not in regular leagues.
What about that rookie? What about that rookie tight end from the Giants? He's been getting quite a bit of targets lately.
Oh, you're talking about damn, I was just looking at his name.
Theo Johnson.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah. Are we starting him this week? Is this the week he busts out?
It's only him and Neighbors they got, right?
No. Wan'Dale Robinson.
Oh, yeah. And Wan'Dale.
Yeah. Yeah, Wan'Dale been getting some targets.
I didn't get nothing.
I mean, but they're Daniel Jones targets, but still, he's getting targets. Eventually, they're gonna have to connect. Eventually,
the reason, well, I'll say this for Watson: he should play better this week because I think both his tackles are back. I think Conklin and
good point.
What's the other guy's name? Wirfs should be back this week. From what I was reading yesterday or today, can't remember when I was reading it, but they were leaning towards both of them starting. So,
okay,
I'm starting Watson. I ain't got no choice in the matter.
Is Njoku coming back this week? Is he back this week? He's not back this week. Okay. All right.
So then you would start Judy then in that case, or Elijah Moore, one of the two.
Elijah Moore's been getting a lot of targets lately too. He's been getting a lot of targets.
This game should be a running game. Jerome Ford.
But Jerome Ford, he got usurped last week.
By who?
By Foreman. Foreman came in and started getting all the run. So, you know what? The disrespect to Foreman has to stop. Anytime Foreman has been given the opportunity to run, he's put up points. He's got yardage. He's scored touchdowns. Foreman is a beast. He is a beast. Rick, didn't he used to be a Titan?
Yeah.
Wasn't he cooking for y'all?
Yeah, he was cooking. Yeah. That's the only thing I don't understand about him. Like you said, when he does get some burn, he does a great job. But there's something that the coaches are seeing in the offseason and the OTAs where coming into the season, nobody's picking him as their starting bell cow back. There's something that they're saying that we ain't seen.
They're treating him like C.J. Anderson, and I don't like that.
Isn't he in Chicago?
Yeah, and he was cooking for them too.
Yeah,
everywhere he went, when he was given the run, he cooked. I made sure when I seen Deontay Foreman is starting, I made sure I picked him up in every league because I know what that man can do. I know what he can do. The disrespect to him needs to stop. It needs to stop. He's better than Jerome Ford.
But why nobody won't give him a contract though, and like really commit to him being their back, their bell cow back? It's like they got to be saying something.
I don't know, but these are the same people. Some of these coaches, it's like coaches are getting too, like me and Boulevard talked about this. Coaches are getting too cute nowadays. They're getting too cute.
Agree.
Just play man ball. Just play man football. Like, stop getting cute. Stop getting cute. Line your offensive lineman up and give the fucking running back the ball and let him run. Stop getting cute. It's basically, running in football when you're running. It's not a difficult thing. It's not really it's not as difficult as people try to make it. Like you're making things harder on yourself when you're going out there trying to be cute instead of just playing man ball. Like how your team, how they tried to get cute with Derrick Henry, letting him come in and spell. Derrick Henry should have been starting from jump.
Yeah.
He should not have been sitting behind DeMarco Murray. He should have been starting from jump. We could have seen all what we've seen from Derrick Henry from jump, but your team got cute. Yeah, we're gonna bring him in to spell DeMarco Murray. You draft a guy that high to spell an old running back. I don't get that. I don't get that. Play football. It's really not that. It's really not that difficult. Just play football.
Right.
I think it bought us a couple extra years of Henry, to be honest. I'm appreciative of it. I think he would have burnt out a little bit faster if we'd have just straight threw him in there. So I'll take it.
What's the next game on the docket?
Yeah, I got a shirt in the shit for y'all.
From this game?
Oh, wait. What game? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's get to the game. What's the next game?
Green Bay at Tennessee. Tennessee's a 3-point favorite.
All right, GQ. Your man's starting.
Start Malik Willis.
Is Love back for this one?
No, Love is not going to start. That's what I'm reading right now.
Of course, start Josh Jacobs. As long as Malik Willis is playing, start Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs had 32 carries last week, and I loved it. I loved it. That was, you know why Green Bay beat, why they beat the Colts? Because they played man football last week. That's why they beat the Colts. They played man football. They lined up and played like men, and that's why they won. That's why they won.
Who was the top receiver last week?
What's that?
Who was the top receiver last week for the
top receiver? Not sure. Nobody did good as far as receivings go.
I do. I know who's the
I
top
think it's Romeo Dobbs, wasn't it? Romeo Dobbs.
Thank you, Rick.
Yeah.
Doobies.
Yeah.
I've been saying that every episode.
What was his numbers?
Dobbs
62.
and Dobbs.
What was it?
62 yards
on 6 catches.
6 catches. There you go.
Not nothing to write home about.
What's going on with Christian Watson? He had that good half of his rookie season, the ending half of his rookie season, and then he's just been nowhere after that.
Nobody has chemistry with Christian Watson. Rodgers didn't have chemistry with him, and neither does Jordan Love. That's the problem with Christian Watson. If Jordan Love can develop chemistry with Christian Watson, you say he's light skinned. Not just that, and he misses a lot of time. You can't really develop chemistry if you're not on the field.
Just trade Lance to the Cowboys, and him and Trey Lance could be together finally.
Trade him to the Cowboys so him and Trey Lance can be back together. Yes.
Lord have mercy.
Y'all just hate the Cowboys.
He's a hell of an end zone target. I will say that. He's like, ain't he like 6'8" or 6'7" or something like that?
Like 6'4", 6'5",
6'4", and he's fast as hell. He's fast. Reminds me of Lazard.
With less talent.
Who y'all are we starting any Titans this week?
Yeah, you're gonna start Pollard. I'm definitely starting Ridley this week after last week.
Okay.
Oh hell yeah.
Ridley looks good.
I'm not starting. What was it? Was it the Titan? No, I'm not starting the Titan for the Titans.
I can't wait till Hop gets back into what he's supposed to be, because then y'all gonna be deadly. You might not win a lot of games, but you're gonna put up some fantasy points.
I think I read an article this week. They're gonna start ramping them up, giving them a little bit more work.
They need to, because Hop can still go.
Can somebody just slap into Mayo, please?
What's that?
Their quarterback, Mr. Mayo. Just slap some sense into that boy. I don't know what's wrong with him. I really don't.
What's the next game on the docket?
Yes, please, because we could go.
Next.
Because I don't want to get GI started with the Mayo jokes.
Chicago and Indy. Indy's a one favorite.
And Keenan Allen is surprisingly, Keenan Allen is hurt.
Shocked.
So y'all saying I should bench Caleb Williams and start Bo Nix? Oh, okay.
Oh shit!
Oh, those your options?
Yeah.
I just got depressed.
Yeah. You might have to go ahead and suit up yourself on that one, sure.
Right. Right. I just got depressed seeing those options. Jesus Christ. I would think in this game you're gonna start Jonathan Taylor.
Of course.
You're gonna sit Caleb, of course. You got to start Anthony Richardson. You got to start Anthony Richardson. Just because you don't, even though you don't know what kind of game you're going to get out of him, you got to start him. Are we starting Alex Pierce yet?
Yeah, it might be time.
We're starting Pierce. Okay.
Oh yeah.
We're sitting Pittman. And I'm gonna tell you why we're sitting Pittman. We're sitting Pittman because Anthony Richardson has no chemistry. Anthony Richardson has no chemistry with Pittman. None. He has no chemistry. And Pittman is the underneath guy. And for some reason, Anthony Richardson has never been able to hit the underneath targets consistently. So we're sitting Pittman.
Yeah, if he's not throwing it deep, it's a problem.
Right. We're sitting Swift.
Absolutely.
Until the Bears can show that they can consistently use Swift correctly, we're sitting Swift.
A couple of those Anthony Richardson reasons are why I kind of like the Bears defense as a start this week.
I could see that. I could see the Bears have a pretty good defense. So
from a fantasy aspect, I think they're one of the top 5 defenses so far this year from a points perspective.
Yeah, they're a consistently weak start. They're a weekly start until they show you they're not. They're a consistently weekly start.
Mm-hmm.
Are we starting DJ Moore?
What's he been doing? I haven't seen his numbers.
Much of nothing.
Much
of nothing. They haven't scored any. They haven't. He hasn't caught a touchdown. He hasn't caught a touchdown. So he's doing much of nothing.
Yeah, so there you go.
If you did start him, it would be purely off the fact that he's a wide receiver 1. But his production hasn't warranted it yet so far this year.
Right. Playing on hope.
Right.
What's the next game on the docket?
Houston at Minnesota. Houston 2-point favorite.
Ooh. That's gonna be a good one.
Start everything.
That's gonna be a good one.
Start everything in Houston.
I think this is going to be the week we see the fraud come out of Sam Darnold.
Hold up! Don't forget, Joe Mixon and Dameon Pierce are out this week, so Cam Akers is going to be the starting running back.
Yeah, more. We're going to talk about him later. We're going to talk about him later. I like Cam Akers. I was if I had Cam Akers, I would start him. I picked him up. I'm just scared he's gonna. You can almost mark him down for a fumble, at least one. It sounds like Matt Breida.
Yeah, you can pretty much pencil him in for a fumble, but because they have nobody else to give him to, I can see him having a pretty decent stat line.
Honestly, Cam Akers is better than Dameon Pierce. Cam should be the number 2.
Yeah.
Dameon Pierce had one really good game, and that was against Philly 2-3 years ago. Yeah, that was the highlight of his career. We haven't heard much.
Akers was guaranteed a fumble. He's got 8 touches this year, and they already got a fumble.
How about that? How about that? How about that?
Or dropping the ball at it, yeah.
I'm telling you, man.
No lie.
I feel like this is the week Tank Dell gets his. Tank Dell's going to get his this week.
They got a lot of mouths to feed over there.
They do. But I feel like this is the week that you start Tank Dell, and you're gonna be happy that you started Tank Dell.
Okay.
Yeah. So I feel like this is the week that you're gonna do that. You're gonna start. Are we starting Aaron Jones? Are we starting Aaron Jones? Do we care? Do we care about Aaron Jones anymore?
Really? Not really. I mean, I would start him. Like I said, that's just a running back 1 type of deal. You feel what I'm saying? You really
but he ain't Green Bay's Aaron Jones. Like
right.
Prime young Aaron Jones, prime Aaron Jones. He's not. But of course, you're gonna start Jefferson. Are we starting Naylor? Because Addison is out. So are we starting Naylor?
Yeah. If Addison is out, Naylor would run.
Somebody's got to get those carries or receptions.
Yeah.
When does Hopkinson come back?
Probably mid-season.
Probably like week 6.
No, probably they might bring him back after the bye week. That's what I feel like. Okay. Only because of he caught the injuries so late in the season,
right?
That I feel like he may be out past the bye week.
Okay, I can see that.
What's the next game on the docket?
Let's see, those Vikings are running the ball, getting a lot of production on the ground, averaging 5.1 as a team on the ground per carry.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, and Todd Chandler has been cooking too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Todd Chandler is one Aaron Jones injury away from being a very high productive starting fantasy running back.
Jones and Chandler averaging 5.5 a carry.
Take that for what it's worth.
Mm.
Take that for what it's worth. Right, what's the next game on the docket?
Philly at New Orleans.
Oh,
y'all know what I'm gonna say. Start Shaheed.
Yeah, start Shaheed. Start Shaheed. Start Olave.
Shit, start Derek Carr.
Yeah.
Start Carr until Carr shows you he's not worth a start. You start Carr. Of course, start Kamara.
Because Eagles defense, you can start most everybody against them.
Because Philly's run defense has been suspect this year, and I feel like the Saints are going to try to take advantage of that early with Derek Carr. You know, a lot of teams' run defense has been suspect this year. A lot of teams. A lot of teams.
Evolving. The league is evolving.
Yeah, I feel like Kansas City is probably the only defense I see that can effectively stop the run. But everybody else is susceptible to 5, 6, 7 yard gashes. So yeah, definitely start. If you got a Saint, start them. Philly,
Devontae Smith, Barkley,
AJ,
and
you're gonna start Smith. You're gonna start Barkley. You're gonna start Hurts. Not having AJ Brown it's pissing me off because I feel like the Saints may get one out on Philly because Philly is shorthanded. They don't have their best receiver.
That's why they lost last week.
Yeah, so it's gonna piss me off, even though you know Philly's a rival, a playoff rival. I still would rather see them win than the Falcons. I'd rather see them win than the Saints, because I don't like hearing Falcon fans happy because they piss me off. And I don't like seeing Saints fans happy either. They piss me off even more.
What's going on with Dallas Goedert?
I don't know. They just ain't using him.
And they should with AJ Brown being out. He should get more targets.
Facts.
Like Dallas Goedert should be a top tight end right now with AJ Brown out.
Yes,
and I don't understand what's going on.
You know who is a top receiver with AJ Brown being out? Britton Covey.
Man, fuck that.
Made me so mad.
Yo, Covey was getting some touches on Monday.
He ain't do shit with him though.
He ain't do shit with him, but he was getting some touches.
Yeah. They gave him 6 catches. Ridiculous.
What's the over-under on this game?
New Orleans 2.5. Oh, over-under 49.5.
Smash the over. Smash the over.
Yeah, at least if you New Orleans.
Yeah, smash the over. What's the next game on the docket?
This game is Rams versus Steelers.
Rams versus Steelers.
Yeah.
That's going to be ugly.
Chargers at Steelers. My bad. Chargers at Steelers.
The Chargers at the Steelers. And Herbert might not play.
I ain't heard anything about that.
Yeah, he caught a high ankle sprain in last week's game.
Oh.
Yeah, wow. So he may not play. So I've been seeing a lot of Taylor Heineken getting picked up. Take
the under.
Yeah, definitely take the under in this game because this is going to be a snooze fest.
Where was this J.K. Dobbins at in Baltimore?
He was there. He just was hurt, which I expect him to get again. But when J.K. Dobbins is a very effective running back when he's healthy and when he's on the field. But that is very few far in between. Like when J.K. Dobbins is healthy and on the field, he's going to put up numbers. It's just that his bones is made of glass. So So I'm just waiting for the other shoe to fall with this dude.
Facts.
I got Kamani Vidal on the bench, just waiting. Because Gus ain't it.
Oh, Gus ain't going nowhere.
Gus is your goal. He's your goal line guy. He ain't it. Yeah, he's not. He's not the in between the tackles every down back. He's not that. But you need something on 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, 3rd and goal, 4th and goal. Gus is your guy. Gus is your guy. Are we starting Pickens in this game?
Who's the starting quarterback for Pittsburgh?
It's still going to be Justin. It's still going to be Justin Fields.
I don't know. I just feel like you don't get the maximum amount of production out of Pickens with Fields in the backfield.
You're not.
I don't think you're going to get the max amount of production from Pickens with either one because neither one of them. Well,
could really push the ball down
Pickens, and then Russell ain't been there, so I don't think anybody been able to get any rhythm with him either.
Yeah, Russell.
Pickens has 11 targets in 2 games.
What's his catches looking like?
8 catches, 114, no TDs.
That's a good game. That's a good game. That's over 2 weeks.
Yeah,
right. That's filthy.
Yeah.
That's filthy. For your number one receiver.
And that's with 2 20-yard plays. So
yeah, nasty work. Next game.
Just run the ball.
Run the ball. Next game.
Maybe give
run the ball with who? Najee Harris gonna have 32 carries for 23 yards. Like
exactly. And Warren will have 5 carries for 30.
And Justin Fields is gonna have more carries than all of them.
Yo, I'm so mad. I got Najee Harris on one of my teams. I'm so mad I got him on one of my teams, bro. Oh my god. I got him on an auto draft pick.
I stayed as far away from that Pittsburgh offense as I could. Once I found out who the OC was, I said, yeah, I ain't messing with that.
They still got Matt Canada?
No. They got the head coach, Arthur Smith, head coach from the Falcons.
Oh, from Atlanta?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's why I stayed away from that offense. I knew it was going to be trash.
Yeah, Najee Harris going to have 56 carries for 12 yards. That's what it's going to be.
But through all that, Pittsburgh is 2-0. Pittsburgh is 2-0. Baltimore 0-2, and Cincinnati 0-2. How about that? Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
Bruh.
All right. What's the next game?
Next game be Denver at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is 6-point favorite.
Fuck. Start Tampa Bay's defense and start Mike Evans. Start Baker Mayfield. Start
Chris Godwin. Start Chris Godwin.
Start Rashad White. Start Bucky Irvin. Start everybody.
So Cade Otton?
You can start Cade Otton this week. I feel comfortable starting Cade Otton this week.
Is there one person in Denver you can start this week?
Yeah, and I'll get to that later. I'll get to him later.
For real?
I'll get to him later. Yeah.
He got secrets. He ain't trying to share it.
Right.
Oh, I'm sharing, just not in this segment.
Oh, shit.
Next game.
Next game is Carolina at Vegas.
All right, I got this one.
Gotta win.
DQ's got this one.
Take it over, DQ.
Bench anybody. You sit anybody that you got from Carolina. Start everybody that you got from Las Vegas.
I'm not so fast. I'm not so fast to jump on that, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah,
I got a feeling that with Andy Dalton in the game, Thielen and Deontay Johnson may be viable starters in PPR formats only. In standard, no, but in PPR formats,
I was trying to say that.
Andy Dalton may be able to get something out of these two this week.
Okay,
fair enough. I like that.
in other formats,
in standard formats, stay away.
Okay.
First and foremost, why are you still playing standard? Grow up. Grow up.
Listen, the majority of people play standard.
That's just my board league. That's just my extra league.
Nah, grow up. Come play fantasy football like a real man. Grow up.
Damn. He called y'all not men out there.
Man, that's my throwaway league, man.
My big money league, they still play standard, and every year I say the same thing. Yo, come play fantasy football like a real man. Like, I know y'all scared. I know y'all scared because you never played PPR before. I know you're scared, but trust me, PPR is great. It's great. Even if you guys just want to take baby steps and you want to do half point PPR, do it. It's great. It's great. Then maybe y'all will stop drafting these third string running backs thinking that they're going to do something.
Do leave Kenny Gainwell alone.
What's the next game on the docket?
Next game is Miami at Seattle. I like this one.
Ooh. Yo, Gino been killing low key.
Start everything on Seattle.
They had 320 last week.
No, don't start Lockett. Don't start Lockett.
I don't know yet. Because Lockett had game 1 and Jigba had game 2.
I'm not starting anybody in Miami.
I am. I'm still starting. I'm starting Tyreek Hill and I'm starting A-Chan.
I don't know.
Starting Waddle.
I'll start A-Chan. Yeah,
I'm not starting Waddle, but I will start Tyreek Hill and I will because Skylar's going to get the ball to Tyreek. He's going to, if he don't get the ball to anybody else, he's going to get the ball to Tyreek.
That's all McDaniels has to do. Just draw up a whole bunch of bubble screens all day.
Yeah. And run the ball with A-Chan.
That's it.
That's it. It's that simple.
Give them the ball in space and let them do what they do.
Because Seattle's defense is very suspect. It's very suspect.
I hate it.
The fact that they went to overtime with the Patriots and then they almost lost to Denver, suspect. Until you show me you're not suspect, that's suspect. So,
because Bo Nixon died out here.
Right.
I like that for Gino, though. I love that for Gino because he's going to have to grind it out.
Yes.
He's going to get those rushing yards.
Zach Charbonnet starting this week, right?
Yep. Okay. I picked him up, too.
Okay. I hate Charbonnet.
Why?
He's not that good. That's because he got a touchdown. If you take away that touchdown, he does not have a good week. And every time he gets a chance to start, he's very underwhelming. Very underwhelming. Maybe it's because he's light skinned.
Jesus.
How many light skinned running backs y'all know that was good?
All right, are you playing him or are you playing Najee Harris?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I gotta find a better option. Option.
I mean, Charbonnet averaging 2.3 per carry.
Yeah,
I can't put him out there.
I could get at least 3 yards a carry.
Okay.
I could get on the field and get at least 3 yards.
What's Harris's average? I bet you it's like 1.2 or some shit.
Something. His average,
but that's
Boulevard's the stat guy.
That's what he do.
But that's literally the reason why I grabbed him off the waiver wire. It's like I'm stuck with Harris, and I think I got Mixon, and Mixon got hurt. And it's like, bro,
3.8.
3.8. Oh shit!
Yeah, about average, league average.
That's surprising.
That's all horrible.
What's the next? What's the next game on the docket?
Next game is Baltimore at Dallas.
Ooh. This is the game that's going to determine who's a fraud. This is the game right here. That's going to determine who is a fraud. I feel like, you know what? I have no dog in this fight because I don't care. I hate both teams, and I don't care.
I don't have them, but I say this is the Derrick Henry show.
It should be, because you can run on Dallas. You can run on. This would be the week, Harbaugh, to give him those 30 carries.
Come on, I ain't giving no. Give him the carries. Give him the ball. Who else do you want to give him?
Exactly.
Allegedly, Lamar Jackson might not be playing the ball.
You're going to start Lamar Jackson. You're going to start Derrick Henry.
Zay Flowers.
You're going to start Zay Flowers. Are we starting Likely this week after last week's performance?
Will Micah Parsons be playing?
I still believe in him.
That's the question.
Nah, give it some time.
From the Cowboys, who are we start? We starting Dak. I feel like you can. I feel like you can start Dak this week. I feel like you can start CD.
I think you can start Dak just about any week.
Baltimore's defense has shown me they kind of regressed this year, and it's kind of weird. Like I feel like the loss of Clowney is hurting them.
The loss of that DC is going to hurt.
That's it. McDonald gone.
Yeah, McDonald's gone. But I felt like the DC in Baltimore has always been an attractive job because they've always had good defensive players there. Right. So almost anybody can coach defense in not almost anybody, but anybody viable can coach defense Definitely in Baltimore and look good. Good.
I may be wrong, but hasn't Baltimore's secondary been some shit for like a couple years now?
No, they were actually decent last year.
It was all right.
It was all right last year, but it's because of that pass rush. Like,
so was that the year before last where they kept getting cooked in the fourth quarter for like 400 yards through the air or something like that?
That was before they got Roquan Smith. When they got Roquan Smith, somehow all that turned around.
Okay.
All that turned around when they got Roquan Smith.
Yeah.
What's the next game on the docket? That should be a good game, by the way. That should be a good game.
Baltimore's a 1-point favorite, and the over-under is 47.5. So I guess Vegas agrees with you.
Yeah, that should be a good game.
Next game is San Francisco versus the Rams.
This is the Injure Bowl. Injure Bowl 2024.
Oh, y'all 6.5-point favorite over there.
On the 49ers, you start Brock Purdy. You have to start Brock Purdy. If you have him, you got to start him.
I ain't starting that little girl.
Who cares? Who cares? Brock Purdy's the leading quarterback in yardage. He's the leading quarterback in yardage in the NFL right now. You start Brock Purdy.
Bitches.
Who cares? Who cares?
Purdy, bitches.
So you start Brock Purdy.
You start Purdy. You start
Purdy.
You got to start Ayuk. You got to start Ayuk. Start Jennings.
Wait, which one is hurt? I just know one of them niggas hurt.
Debo's hurt.
Okay.
Debo's hurt. Start Mason. Of course, you start Mason. He's the number 2 yardage running back in the league. You start Mason. Now it gets a little dicey.
Wait,
Who you start in LA? Gets a little dicey there. Of course, you're going to start Matt Stafford if you have him. You kind of start Kyron Williams. I guess you're going to start Boulevard's boy, Kobe Parkinson. You start him.
I'm going to say it every week till you do something.
I guess DeMarco, you start him.
Who, Demarcus Robinson?
Yeah, Demarcus Robinson. You start him. I got somebody later that you may want to start, but that's I kind of want to stay away from this injury bowl. If you ain't got the running backs and the quarterbacks in this game, I kind of want to stay away from this.
So don't start the defenses.
You can start the 49ers defense. The Rams defense, I don't think you start the Rams defense ever. I don't think you start them ever. Like until Jared Verse and Braden Fisk actually come into their own, I don't think that you start them. What's the next game on the docket?
Detroit at Arizona. Detroit by 3.
This should be a shootout.
That's what it says.
Start everybody.
Over under. Yeah.
If you got parts of this game, you start everybody, except for Sam Laporta.
Oh shit!
Except for Sam Laporta. Sam Laporta has been he's been a disappointment this year, but that's only because Jameson is actually healthy this year, and there's been an agenda to get Jameson Williams the ball. So it cuts into Sam Laporta. So
yeah,
I'm not starting. I have Sam Laporta, and I have Trey McBride in one league. I'm starting Trey McBride this week.
I'd say run every offensive player out there. I mean, they like the numbers say it's going to be a shootout. So
I hope this looks like that damn Chiefs versus Rams Monday night game from some years back in the first year.
Who do y'all think will have the better game out of Kyler and Jared Goff?
I think Goff is going to have the game this week because he has to have a comeback game, and I think this is going to be it. And mainly because Arizona's defense is trash.
Okay.
Yeah, Arizona's defense is
trash. A lot of James Conner too. So
yes.
I'm saying Goff is more consistent than Kyler Murray.
Plus, you said what happened?
Goff is more consistent than Kyler Murray. He's not going to throw multiple insoles like that much. With Kyler, that defense is going to have him running around, having to find what's the kid's name? Marvin Harrison or Trey McBride or Michael Wilson. Those are the three guys he's going to go the ball going to, but he's going to be running for his life.
That was going to be my next question too. What do you guys think of Marvin Harrison Jr. so far? Is he as good as advertised?
Last week, yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be a star.
Yeah. If last week was any indication, look, give me 15 games a year of that. Give me 15 games a year of that. And I say 15. I say 15 because I don't want to see him do that against the 49ers.
Y'all can get it too over there.
Last week was an overreaction for what they should have been doing since week 1.
Okay.
Yeah, but we called it. We called it though. We said they were going to pepper him with targets.
Like just because he had 4 catches in the first 3 or 4 possessions for a buck and 2 touchdowns.
Right. Like every time I looked up, I was like, God damn, he scored again.
That's what everybody was saying. I was in the middle of watching a Niners reaction from the game, from us getting crushed in the game. Not crushed, but us losing to the Vikings. And every time you see somebody on the podcast, they were like, and Marvin Harrison with a touchdown, and Marvin Harrison with a touchdown. Oh, Marvin Harrison with a 40-yard catch. Marvin Harrison with a 40-yard. I'm like, I'm watching the podcast, but now you got me minimizing that screen to go see what he's really doing. 5 catches, 6 catches first half, a buck and change, 2 touchdowns. It's outrageous. The Rams defense got abused. But they're so good.
Imagine when that boy start getting like 12, 14 targets a game. Holy shit.
Can you imagine what it's going to look like when they actually play a game with, they got to play all 4 quarters? because they took their foot off the pedal in the second half because they was already whipping their ass. They was up by like 4 scores by halftime, so they took their foot off the pedal. Could you imagine what that's going to look like when they got to play 4 quarters?
They were being nice in the second quarter.
Yeah. So what's the next game on the docket?
This is the Peacock game, Sunday night. Kansas City at Falcons. Kansas City's a 3-point favorite.
Are we starting Carson Steele this week?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
They say yes, I'll go with it. I don't know shit about him.
There is no other running back. What?
I mean, they got P-Ron, but P-Ron's gonna handle the passing. Yeah, third down back.
That's what I'm saying. P-Ryan doesn't know the whole offense yet. Rick said it. He's going to be doing the third down back stuff. CEH is non-existent.
Right.
And Kareem Hunt is still in practice squad.
CEH has been non-existent since year 2 in the league.
I was about to say, what happened to him? Like, he was supposed to be the man when he came out.
Everybody expected him to be like Kareem Hunt. He wasn't it. He's not it.
He's not big enough. He's not big enough.
No, he's not.
That's what happens to most LSU running backs.
Yeah.
We starting Cousins.
You have to.
Yeah. We're gonna have to throw it.
Now, who we starting? I'm not starting Kyle Pitts. I'm not starting Kyle Pitts.
No.
We done with Kyle Pitts. We done with Kyle Pitts.
I'm not. I think this is the game he might actually do good in because them cornerbacks are that good in Kansas City.
You keep believing in Kyle Pitts.
He's got a point.
Belief. It's about common sense. Think about it.
He's got a point.
McDuffie's going to be on London. Who's the other wide receiver for the Falcons?
Mooney.
Mooney's going to have the secondary guy. So that means it's going to be the linebackers and safeties on Pitts.
And Pitts and Ray, yeah.
And Ray. Ooh.
Kyle Pitts is not Joe Hendry. I don't believe in him.
Listen, you just stole it from me.
I can't do one show without hearing about Joe Hendry.
I only do it just to piss you off.
I was just about to say it. I was like, if you're not going to believe in Kyle Pitts, there's only one person you can believe in.
I don't know who he is.
I do believe in Joe Hendry. That is my ultimate favorite wrestler this year.
We starting Worthy? We starting Worthy this week?
I'm starting him every week.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Is this the game that Travis Kelce finally gets it together?
I hope he does. So. He gave me 1 point last week.
I hope so, man.
Opportunities there.
Because Kelsey's been some hot raw ass this year.
It's because you've been hitting Taylor Swift hot raw ass.
But you know what though? But you know, I can't just say him. All these tight ends almost have been hot raw ass this year.
I'm gonna say no to Kelce for one reason. He's gonna have Bates and Simmons on him the whole game.
Okay.
That makes a difference.
Okay.
Those are two of the top five safeties in football.
You got a point there.
So that this might be the Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy game.
I can see that because Bates is one of them. If people ain't know about Bates, they know about him after that Monday night game. Bates is one of them.
That was also a terrible pass, by the way, though.
It was
a horrific pass.
Well, he was getting clobbered as he threw that pass, so I kind of expected that.
Was that Hendrickson?
Yeah,
somebody was on him. Some of that
he was on your quarterback like white on rice that game, boy. Every time you turn around, Hendrickson.
It was getting hit.
That was all Jalen Hurts, though. That's all Jalen Hurts.
He was getting hit with the tribal chief spear as he was throwing
that. It was Jalen Hurts' fault.
Speaking of which, that's what Drake May. That's what happened to Drake May. The second play of the game when he came in, he got baptized. Did y'all see that?
Forget that.
The one defensive lineman spent him around, The one defensive lineman spent them around, and then when he turned around, he turned right into a spear. I say, God, they try to put him back on the side.
Listen, Brissett's first 2 sacks, he got sacked by three players on both sacks.
They triple teamed.
They were out there trying to injure them. Them Jets players were trying to injure them Patriots quarterbacks.
Yeah, they were trying to kill. The Jets defensive linemen were out to kill that game. All right, so we got 2 Monday night games. Hey, I'm never 2. I ain't never mad at
back-to-back weeks. I think next week.
Double header. Let's go.
I think next week is also a double header.
Who's the first Monday night game? Because that starts at 7:00.
Jacksonville at Buffalo. Buffalo by 5.
You started Shakur, Cook, Allen, Kincaid.
Buffalo's defense.
You could really start everybody on Buffalo.
Keon Coleman. I would say Ray Davis, but no.
Jacksonville. I'm not starting nobody but ETN. ETN is the only person I'm starting on Jacksonville.
No. The kid from LSU.
Brian Thomas.
There you go.
Yeah, because Christian Kirk has been
an
afterthought. Yeah, ass.
Yeah, he's
ass.
Well, no, the backup tight end has been picking up steam for some odd reason for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Because homeboy got hurt.
Like I said,
Gabe Davis, Brenton Strange, and Brian Thomas had more targets. The man has 2 catches for 29 yards on the season.
Who's that?
Fuck you, Christian Kirk.
Yeah, he's trash.
Yeah.
And I thought that without Calvin Ridley there, we would get the Christian Kirk that we got from his first season there. Nope.
Is Gabe Davis even a factor for them?
Yes, Gabe Davis had a game last game.
So do you start?
He had a game last game.
Yeah,
I would start getting the Gabe Davis revenge game. Yes,
that's what I was just about to ask.
Let's go.
I think that's probably the problem with Ridley being gone and Davis basically just being a take the top off the defense type receiver. Everybody can just kind of key in on Kirk, at least just in my mind when I kind of put it together. That's how I see it. I think the Thomas guy is going to have to step up a little bit. I know it's his rookie year, but he's going to have to take some of that attention off of Kirk so he can kind of get open and get some more receptions.
That falls more on the coach than anything.
Yeah, facts.
What's the name of the coach? What's the name of the coach? Doug
Peterson.
Doug Peterson. There you go. That falls on him because Brian Thomas is their best receiver.
Super Bowl champion coach Doug Peterson.
So like I said,
say it right.
Next week's a doubleheader also, just to let y'all know.
That's
doubleheader.
I'm good with that. They can do that every week.
What's the next Monday night
game? Trevor Lawrence 3rd year, right?
No, fourth.
4th year?
Yeah, 4th.
He has a 5th year option. They already gave him money for it.
Trevor Lawrence's ass.
The next game is not even worth it, but Bengals and Commanders.
Yeah.
I like him. He did really good last year.
I think this is going to be Joe Burrow's blow-up game. Because I think T. Higgins is back this week.
Yep.
So no excuses. You got your guys, and you're going against a trash-ass defense.
Especially
you better go blow them out. You better go blow them out. You better.
Or secondary in football.
Yeah, you better go blow them out. I need to see 300 yards from Burrow and at least 3 touchdowns. That's what I need to see.
Okay.
That's what I need to see. So, who you starting on? Are you starting anybody on Washington?
Yeah.
Who? Daniels?
Yeah.
You have to start him.
I could
Robinson.
You start Robinson. You start Scary Terry.
No, we're not starting Scary Terry. We're not starting Scary Terry.
He ain't really done a lot this year.
He hasn't done nothing this year. We need to see.
People are still going to start him.
If you have better options, Like for instance, in the leagues that I picked up Scary Terry, the later rounds I picked up Rashid Shaheed. It's a no-brainer for me. I'm starting Shaheed over Scary
Terry. You got
Terry.
Shaheed, you start him regardless.
I'm starting Shaheed. If you have a better option, because most likely Scary Terry was probably your third wide receiver. If you have another option that's cooking right now, bench Scary
Terry. If you don't, you're starting Terry.
Yeah.
I'm starting Eckler due to injury.
Like I don't really want no parts of that Skins offense until they show me something. Until they show me something. All right, so that was your starts and sits of the week. So now we're going to go into our next segment, standing on business.
Ooh, okay.
Standing on business.
All right, so this segment, this is where you got a player, you drafted him, you had high hopes for this player. That player is currently not doing anything for you, but you still got those high hopes for that player. Who are you standing on business on?
I'll go first.
Yeah, stand on business for Scary Terry.
No, I don't have him in any of my leagues. Thank God. I'm so unfortunate in one of my 2 big money leagues. I have to stand on business with Kelsey's bitch ass. Oh, he's just killing me. I really want to bench him, but I can't. You can't bench Travis Kelce.
You can't bench Travis Kelce because you know what he can do.
He'll drop a 40 burger on somebody, and then you're just like,
yeah. I get it.
So for that and that reason only, unfortunately, I may have to stand on business the whole damn season on him because he is who he is. Maybe if he gets that that black swagger back, the goatee, the beard, all that stuff, maybe he might get his mojo back. But I think Taylor Swift took it all out of him already.
I tell you who I'm standing on business on. I'm standing on business on Amari Cooper. That's who I'm standing on business on. He's going to get it together. Whether it's with Watson or whether it's not with Watson. But Amari Cooper is going to get it together. He's too good of a receiver to not get it together. And he's the number 1 option on the team. So he has to get it together. I believe in you, Amari Cooper.
Let's go.
All right.
Who you got, Boulevard?
He's only got 70 yards on the season on 10 catches. And he's competing for targets with a lot of weapons, but I'm standing firm with Stephon Diggs.
Nice.
He's been a disappointment, but we know what he can do when he has the ball. So they just got to get it.
If any one of them receivers get hurt,
I have a question.
Diggs is going to eat.
He had only 1 bad game in the first 3 weeks because we haven't got to this game yet. He got 2 touchdowns game 1, nothing game 2. Are you surprised though?
No.
I think that's going to be his whole season. I think that's going to be him and Dell all year. Him and Dell going to alternate weeks.
Yeah, but Nico was going to eat every week.
Oh, Nico's eating every week. That dude's going to get 10 for 100, 8 for 90. He's going to get some crazy numbers.
But now we should be taking notes for next season because now you know what wide receiver you're taking from the Texans every year.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're taking Nico. You're taking Nico over everybody else.
But you're only saying that right now because even though he did eat last year without him, it's easier now for him to eat. Having Diggs and a successful Dell, if you get what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's easier. It's easier for him to eat, yes, but he still ate without them.
No, that's what I said.
He still ate. He still ate. I'm saying that because I seen the work he put in without the other guys taking away the attention from him, and I've seen the work that he's put in. Because I was worried that they were going to cut into his work. That's what I was worried about. I was worried that having Diggs and Dell back, that it was gonna cut into his work. And now I've seen it's not cutting into his work. So now I know going into next year, if he's healthy, take Nico.
Yeah,
I have no qualms taking Nico second round next year. No qualms.
He's top. He's going to be in the second, third round, guaranteed next year easily.
Top of the second. He's going to be top of the second.
I'm just saying outright second, third round, the latest.
Yeah. Like if you catch him at the back of the second round, you got lucky. You got lucky. You drafted with some idiots. Rick, who you got? Who you standing on business for?
Oh man, standing on business. We talked about the one guy that I really kind of wanted to pick for my standing on business a little bit earlier, in Christian Kirk. I just believe in that offense and Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence. I saw something in him last year that sparked, and that connection that he actually had with Christian Kirk. So since we talked about him, I gotta go with my team, my man, D-Hop. I'm standing on business with D-Hop, man. He started off the season a little rusty, a little bit hurt. I think him and Will Levis, that connection is going to build up. And as the season progresses, he's going to start to really come into his own, especially now that he has Calvin Ridley on the other side. It's going to really open up that defense and give him a lot of one-on-one opportunities. So I'm really looking forward to D-Hop blossoming this year.
Hop on the number 2 cornerback. It's going to be a murder fest.
He's going to eat.
It's going to be a murder fest. I got Hop on the bench in a lot of leagues. I'm just waiting.
I do too.
Just waiting.
Yep.
As long as just waiting. That's the bullpen.
All right. Next, we're going to go on to the next topic.
Call your shot.
All right, so this is a segment that we're going to do every week. This is where we're going to pick a player. We're going to pick a player, and we're going to say what they're going to do. We're going to put up their numbers, what we feel like they're going to do on Sunday, and then we're going to document these, and then we're going to see at the end of the year who got the most right. So I'm going to go first, and the guy that I am picking, he's going to have his breakout game of the year, and that is my guy, Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper. He's going to have 6 catches, 80+ yards, and a TD. That's a good 20 points in PPR right there. Amari Cooper's going to cook this week.
Okay.
Who's next?
All right, fine. My pick is D. Henry. I got him going off for about 122 and 2 CDs.
Okay. GI, who you got?
2 touchdowns and 120.
Mm-hmm. It's right there for him to finally hit like 25, 30 carries. They said they wouldn't, but they're going to have to this week.
And Dallas is a terrible defense on the run. No, I'll let Rick go. I have a 2-parter for mine. So.
Nah, you only get one. Ain't no 2-parter. You get one.
You'll see why I said a 2-parter. Damn it!
I'm not giving you 2 chances to be wrong.
Well, shit, I'm gonna be quick on my call, my shot pick for this week. I'm going with Justin Jefferson. I like Justin in this matchup with Houston. I think that the chemistry that he's building with Darnold is starting to sizzle a little bit. We always kind of clown Darnold, but he's good for that deep ball. So I got Justin Jefferson going for 8 catches, $129, and 1 touchdown.
Damn,
nice.
Just one.
So before GI gets to his, let me read because I hit everybody in the league up. So my boy Josh Sellers, he said that Shaheed is going to get 6 catches, 158 yards, and a TD, 2 TDs. Okay.
So he's gonna roast the Eagles that bad?
And here's the crazy thing. He's an Eagles fan. Brandon, he said that he got Lamar going over 250 passing yards and 2 passing TDs.
Okay.
Let's see. Who else? Sybil's. She said that she's got Kamara going over 90 rushing yards, 50 catching, and 2 TDs.
Yeah, so everybody expect the Eagles to get abused, huh?
Right.
Jason says he's got Charbonnet going for 130 yards and 2 TDs.
That's a stretch.
Let's see. Kennard, he said it's time for Olave to go off. He got Olave get 10 receptions, 100 yards, and 1 TD. Yeah, so pretty much everybody's saying the Eagles are getting abused. Mark said he got Ayuk getting 7 catches, 90 yards, 2 TDs.
I hope he does. Please for me, because I'm in a bunch of leagues.
For us. Please. All right, G.I., who you got?
All right, so my actual pick is Cam Akers. I got Akers getting 20 carries and maybe like 4 or 5 catches for a total of around 140, 150 and a touchdown.
Okay.
For Houston against Minnesota.
Okay.
Now, because of all the injuries we have in San Francisco, I think the surprise pick of this week is going to be our tight end group. And Salbert and Tom.
We'll say that we're gonna save that one. We're gonna save that.
No. That's not sleeper. That's part of my call. I think they're gonna be the reason why the Niners wallop the Rams this week. Between their blocking and their receiving, they're gonna do enough to help out Purdy get the ball to everybody else.
Oh shit. We haven't this nigga. Come on, bro. Hold up.
Y'all thought y'all was gonna go a week without hearing from me? Word on my mom's air fry buttons. I'm calling my shot, you heard? It's your man, Young Christ, a.k.a. the Jesus, a.k.a. Young Burt Ward, cause I be out here robbing. Word of mother's son, a.k.a. Swaggy Simpson, a.k.a. Mr. Unsolved Glycery, cause cats be puzzled, I be shining so magnificently, you heard? My shot for this week, Dak Prescott. He's gonna go over 300 passing yards and 3 TDs passing. I got the Cowboys getting with the Ravens and the Ravens starting off the season 0-3 and whispers of the fans wanting John Harbaugh fired start this week, you heard? But don't mind me, I just be talking shit.
Can I say something on that?
Okay.
If the Ravens do lose this week, which is a big if, put a fork in them next week. Because they got Buffalo.
Oh, the Ravens got a murderous roll of opponents coming up. If they don't get a W this week, it's going to be difficult going forward. I looked at their next 3 games. I couldn't remember, but I know they were all 3 good teams. So yeah, they need a W this week. Bad. They need one this week.
Look,
because Buffalo was going to be difficult.
After this game, they play the Bills, the Bengals at Baltimore. They have the Bills at home in Cincinnati, home for the Commanders. That should be a W.
Yeah, it should be the Commanders.
If it ain't, God help them. And then off to Tampa Bay.
That's going to be another difficult one. They could realistically start the season 1-5.
Or that's what I was just about to say. Or 2-6. Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Rick are there, you know.
Yeah, they need to get a W bad. They need to get a W bad.
They get a reprieve at the end of the month. They got the Browns in Cleveland, and then they get the Broncos at home, and then they come back for the Bengals, and they have the Steelers for the first time all season, then the Chargers, then the Eagles, then the Giants, which that should be another W. Then the Steelers again, then the Texans, and then the Browns in the year. So they got 2 easy games, the whole schedule, the Commanders and the Giants.
All right. So it's that time of the show where the unofficial 5th member of the team, Garfield, gets his little shine on. So let's see what Garfield got for us this week.
And now, Garfield's Kicker of the Week.
As I lay here upset because Kyle wouldn't feed me my 4th dinner of the day, it got me thinking of what kicker should do good this week. Then I started thinking about food again and it got me moody. So there it is. Jake Moody is my kicker of the week.
And that was Garfield's Kicker of the Week.
That's so silly.
Garfield be dropping them gems, bruh.
Oh my god!
Hey, he was right last week. That's all I know.
He was right last week. He might be right again this week. You know, with all them damn injuries. In San
the Redskins last week?
Huh?
Garfield picked the dude from the Redskins?
No, he picked Aubrey last week.
Oh no, the dude from the Redskins was the #1 kicker last week.
Yeah, he got seven damn kicks.
7 kicks and he still won the game.
That shows you how tired NFL offenses are this year. Kickers are kicking at a high rate. Like kicking is back. The running game is somewhat back, but we don't have enough workhorse running.
No, we're gonna go to this. How trash are the goddamn Giants? You scored 3 touchdowns and still lost to a kicker. Not the team. Not the team.
To a kicker.
What the fuck is going on in football this year?
And we've had quite a few games this year where kickers have had 5+ kicks.
No, you have
week one. Groupie had like 6, and Groupie had like 6 in week 1.
Yeah, and week 2 you had
Moody had like 6.
You had 3 with 6. You had Moody, Aubrey, and Boswell.
Yeah,
it's a damn shame. That's how terrible the Giants are. You lost to a kicker.
Yeah. So now let's get into these sleepers of the week.
Sleeper plays of the week.
All right, and the first one on the docket is someone that hold up. Let me move us. Let me move us all up here. The first one on the docket is someone that GI brought up. So GI, why don't you tell us about Cam Akers? What you like about Cam Akers this week?
They ain't got nobody else, honestly. It's just him and the Goomba Wale. And he's more of the bell cow of the two of them.
And as you see, he's only rostered 36% of the league. So that means you can still go out and get him in certain leagues.
This jackass all the way to my left that I'm playing this week. All the way in the corner back there. Motherfucker got Cam Akers this week. Nah, I'm just fucking with you, Rick. But no, seriously, Cam Akers.
If Cam Akers is given the start, when he's given the start, he has produced. He's showing. He showed that he can produce and at a high volume.
So if Jordan Mason could do 20 for 100 last week on a subpar game for the Niners, Houston should get 20 to 25 this week from him. Unfortunately, I'm going against him, but he should get 20 to 25 carries for over 100 yards, a couple catches. So I think Agumba Wale is going to do more of the receiving back part, but that's going to be a high-scoring game. That should be one of the best games of the day.
Now, Boulevard, I think this one was one of yours.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
You want to talk about that one?
Wait, what's it say? The man threw for 300 yards last week, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. And who are they going against? Who are they going against again this week? They're going against a team they can definitely throw on.
Miami, yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely throw on Miami.
The only negative I have against him this week, and I'm sorry, Boulevard, because it is a great pick. That offensive line is hot garbage.
Yeah,
always is in Seattle.
But so was Miami's defensive line.
But and when I say this, they're just as bad with injuries as the Rams are.
Yeah,
they have like literally a no man's land of people playing. Boye Mafe might not be playing this week. From what it looked like, he may or may not be playing. Kenneth Walker's not playing. Their starting left tackle may not be playing. Their starting right tackle may not be playing.
Like, why can't these injuries be like that when they play us?
I'm telling you, that team is the walking wounded, and they're going against Miami. Luckily, the only thing that's a saving grace is that Miami's backup quarterback is just trash. So that might be a high scoring game in some weird way.
Yeah. Now, I believe this one is mine.
Jalen
Tolbert. Jalen Tolbert. He is still only rostered in 4% of the leagues. Jalen Tolbert had 9 targets last week. 9, caught 6 passes for 82 yards. I believe he is going to get some run over Brandon Cooks. I believe Brandon Cooks is cooked. Yeah, so somebody has to catch the ball outside of CeeDee Lamb.
Question for you. To go back a couple episodes, is this a fool's gold or a gold?
We'll see this week. We'll see this week. We will see this week.
You down 40 to 9 at halftime.
Somebody got to get some run.
Somebody got to get the ball. So, you know.
I'm not sure which one of us picked this one, but this is a pretty good play too. Jordan Whittington.
I was going to say about him. I was going to say something about him. Because they say he's as good as Nakua. Again,
he went off in the preseason, which got people hyped that he could be this year's Puka Nakua.
Exactly.
But we'll see this week. He's only 6% rostered. These guys that we tell you are sleeper picks. These are the guys that you just be picking up, putting on your waiver wire. You don't have to start these guys. Pick them up, put them on your waiver wire, see what they do. My philosophy is if they get a couple weeks, they get some run a couple weeks, these may be the guys going forward. So Jordan Whittington, I pick him up, put him on my roster. This guy is another one. This is who I was talking about from the Denver game. Now, Josh Reynolds is actually getting targets. He's only 3% rostered. He's actually getting targets, and he's actually doing something with his targets. Week 1, he got targeted 8 times. Last week, he got targeted 5 times. He had 4 catches for 93 yards in the last game. So he's clearly someone that Bo Nix trusts. And Josh Reynolds is definitely one of those spot start guys. Everywhere he goes, he has a couple of those games where you're like, oh yeah, I need to put this guy on my roster. But in Denver, who else do they have? Who else do they have?
They're not even using the number 1 starter.
Between him and Vele, who else is getting the targets? Because Cam is not getting the targets. Cortland is not getting. If Cortland is not getting the targets, they might as well go ahead and trade him to somebody who could actually use him.
Well, I was reading an article the other day that says if they lose this week, Sutton, Browning, who just went on IR, Javante, and a 4th player may be up on the trading block immediately.
Yeah, Cortland should be one of the first ones out the door because he's not getting used.
Facts.
Yeah, this next guy, I can't remember which one of us picked him. It might have been Boulevard.
Could have been.
He's 31% of the league, so he's somebody. Madison has always been good in spot starts. I'm about ready to give up on Zamir White. If Zamir White doesn't have a game this week against Carolina, I'm about ready to give up on him. And if Madison comes out and gets some run over Zamir White, I believe, Madison might be the guy going forward. And he's 31% rostered, so he's still available in some leagues out there. Can't remember who did this one, but this is definitely a good one. Mooney. We believing in Mooney?
I am.
I'm okay with that.
Okay, we believe in Mooney. He showed out last week, so you know my philosophy. If he does it again, he may be the guy going forward.
I know the first 2 games he's got 100% of the the snaps both games, if I'm not mistaken.
But you also got to take that with some. What the hell are the Eagles doing in that fourth quarter? Because on that last drive, Mooney caught 3 of the last 4 passes on the same route, 3 in a row.
Yeah, that's
wide open.
But the one thing about Kirk Cousins, he has shown the ability to maintain multiple passing options. Yeah. So if Mooney is the number 2 going forward, it wouldn't be a bad number 2. Honestly.
What's sad about Cousins with his players is that he's a tight end quarterback. He loves his tight ends, but for some odd reason, never shows him any love when he has star tight ends. He did it to what was the kid that they had before Hawkinson? Kyle Rudolph.
Yeah.
Now going to the pits. Like, dude, use your tight ends.
Now this is one from you, G.I.
Yeah. Whoa. Eric Sauber, baby. Let's go.
The number 2 tight end from the 49ers. With Kittle out this week, somebody has to catch those passes over the middle, and Sauber is a pretty good option. It's a pretty good option. So if you're starving and you need a tight end, this would be a guy I wouldn't mind picking up. Luckily, I am not in that position to where I need tight ends because I got tight ends. But if you need one in deeper leagues, this is definitely a guy to take a look at. And he's 0% rostered. Dog, how are you?
Don't even know he exists.
How are you 0% rostered? Not even 1%. That means nobody has him in Yahoo.
Yeah.
If you don't have the sticky on your bench or on your team already, you're a sap.
Yeah. Now this guy right here, this is a pretty good one. Wan'Dale Robinson. And I say he's a pretty good one because he gets targets.
Thanks.
Chase the targets. I always say that. I always say chase the targets. It can't hurt, even though he's not as good as Neighbors, he's still getting targeted. So you definitely gotta take that down that he's getting targeted. So not a bad look for a sleeper play. Like I said, you pick him up, put him on your bench. If he does anything, great.
Nice.
All right.
I'm loving this episode. This is great television.
Shit, let me give you one last one before you get out of here. You touched on it a little bit earlier. I think Andy Dalton will be a really sneaky play this week. The only thing that might put a little damper on it was that it came out so early, so the defense actually get a chance to prepare specifically for him. But in the times that Andy Dalton has started in place of a quarterback throughout the week, he's had a really strong game, and he has the weapons in Carolina to kind of push it a little bit further this week. I think Legette's going to have a pretty good week. You got Deontay Johnson, you got Adam Thielen, Chuba Hubbard in the backfield. So I definitely look to see Andy Dalton have a pretty good week this week.
If you're into a 2 quarterback league and you're desperate, I would definitely say pick up and start Andy Dalton. And also, if you have the room on your roster and you need another quarterback, Snoop Huntley is not a bad pickup because I don't see Skylar Thompson doing that much. If they lose a couple of games and Tua is still not ready, I can see them going to Snoop.
It may be in the game sooner than that.
Facts. Rick over there getting attacked.
Right.
So this was a very, very good episode. We had fun. I had fun. I know you guys had fun.
Yeah.
Sorry for the interruption with me. Work had to come first for a second.
We're gonna be back early next week. We're gonna recap the weekend. We're gonna recap the Monday night games, and then we're gonna give you some waiver wire pickups and recap Thursday night football. So yeah, definitely look out because we're coming back with some more good stuff to help you guys win your leagues. So with that being said, this is the Fantasy Football Avengers. We are out until you see us again.
I hope I quit.
Thank you for watching the Fantasy Football Avengers podcast. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to follow us on social media. Links in the description.
The lifeblood of fantasy football is running backs. So if you're going to draft a high risk, high reward running back, you really should be benching their handcuffs. So if you drafted a CMC, you should have had a Jordan Mason. If you drafted a Saquon Barkley, you should be having a Will Shipley on your bench. If you drafted J.K. Dobbins, you got to steal, but you should also have a Kamani Vidal on your bench. There's no reason why you should be drafting running backs who are oft injured, not having their handcuffs, then getting upset, all in them comments, all in the group chats, upset because they got hurt when they have an injury history. Keep the handcuffs on your bench. And if you don't understand that, then
okay, V.